Hey everybody, the following is a paid preview and an excerpt from the monthly Rahdo Roundup, and if you'd like to see the rest of the roundup, you can hit that eye in the top right corner of the screen or follow the show notes. Also, if you'd like to know more about the game, you can follow a link down the show notes as well. Right, with that out of the way, let's talk about Skyrim, the adventure board game. And this was a very unusual play experience for me because normally I actually get a real physical prototype of a game when I'm covering it because it's crowdfunding, as this game is on Gamefound right now. But in this case, I got online and played for a couple of hours on Tabletop Simulator with Chris, who's the head of Medipius, the publisher, and also the great Jeremy Howard of Man vs. Meeple, and we had a great time. I was just surprised when we were done just how long we had spent in this world exploring and adventuring together. And if you're looking right now and you're wondering why is Jeremy cosplaying as Captain America, he had a very good reason. You'll have to go watch the video and find out for yourself. If you want, you can check the show notes or hit that eye up in the top right corner of the screen, and I'll put a link because this is on Medipius's YouTube website. But anyway, so we played for quite a while and got to experience a lot of different elements. And now, at its heart, this is a cooperative adventure board game that tries and succeeds at capturing the free, open-ended, explorative feel of the original Skyrim video game. It's a big world, and at any given time, there are tons of different rocks you could pick up and look under. There's constantly new side quests and objectives and events happening in the world that are always somehow just kind of distracting you from moving forward and trying to fulfill your own personal quest that will actually push the overarching big picture story ahead. But that's so appropriate because if you've ever played Skyrim from Bethesda Softworks, I mean, you can play for hundreds of hours and not even finish the first chapter of the story because the world is so big and there are so many things to do. And this game definitely captures that feel. Now, at its heart, this is a game of on your turn, moving to a hot spot in the world, and maybe you'll be able to get there quickly, maybe you'll be able to use a horse and get around faster, or carriages, or sometimes it just might take you a few turns to get where you need to go. But on every turn, you are going to interact with the world wherever you are. If that's in town, you're going to buy and sell stuff, and craft stuff, and upgrades, and all kinds of things like that, or hang out in taverns and talk to people and get quests. If you're out in the woods, you might go plunder a local dungeon, or a cave, or a mine. There are wandering monsters that appear in the world that have specific goals they're trying to do. So you might try to save a town by going out of your way to stop some big troll from rolling through. Or you might just wait patiently for the troll to walk by because it's too big and scary for you. Although, interestingly, again, like the original Skyrim, though a lot of the elements of the world level up with you. The stronger you get, the tougher the monsters get in dungeons and caves and stuff like that. So that was all very nice. But regardless, wherever you end up on your turn, you are then going to interact with the world, and that will often mean it's time to roll some dice. There's a lot of roll to resolve in this game. And while I'm on record as not being a particularly big fan of it, if you're going to do roll to resolve, this is a good way to do it because whether it's a round of combat or a skill test, you're trying to disarm a trap or convince somebody to do something or whatever it might be, generally speaking, you're going to roll 3 dice. You might roll more if you have a specialty in whatever that particular goal is. And these are very cool special custom dice, and you are told right up front what the difficulty is, whether you need to get like one really hard symbol or you need like 3 of the really common symbol. So you have a rough idea of how well you're going to do. You roll, and then if you're me, you fail. And you fail, and you fail. Man, if you watch this run through, I mean, the math was not in my favor. Somehow, statistical improbabilities abounded when I was playing. But the important thing is, if you roll and you do not get the result you are hoping for, you have the option to spend resources. Now, it's different depending on whether you're in combat or whether you're doing some town event. Different things require different resources that you sacrifice, but when you sacrifice these resources, they allow you to reroll and reroll and reroll, trying to get that target. But even if you fail after those rerolls, or you decide, look, I can't afford to give up any more of this valuable resource. It's better if I just go on ahead and take a hit or whatever it might be. Another real core pillar of the design of this game is what Chris referred to as failing forward. There's never any kind of catastrophic situation you will find yourself in where, okay, it's over. There's nothing I can do. We might as well just start the whole thing. If combat doesn't go your way, that just means the world changes. and you will have to deal with the outcome of that. But you get to continue moving forward, continue to level up, continue to try and save the world as best you can, and it does all this stuff really well. I was especially impressed when we got to the end. We hadn't had enough time to gather enough resources to actually do level ups on our weapons and whatnot, but Chris kind of just gave us a fast forward if you watched to the end of the video. And yeah, this is one of the coolest looking board game based leveling up systems for items I've ever seen. You've got these special cards that can either be enchantments or upgrades, and you stack them. You could stack multiples of these underneath your weapons or your armor or whatever, and so they can build up and start creating all kinds of really interesting combo elements. I mean, we just barely scratched the surface, but both Jeremy and I were very, very impressed. So all that stuff is very cool. And if you are the type of person who loves fantasy adventure, if you love Skyrim, you owe it to yourself to check this out. If you love big, sprawling, cooperative, sandboxy, the world is your oyster. Wherever you want to go, just go, and interesting things will happen to you. It's definitely worth checking out too. And if you like rolling dice, you will get to roll a lot of dice in this game. But unlike many, many games in this genre, there is something a little bit more going on with the dice rolling. And yeah, the whole thing comes together really brilliantly. I was very, very impressed by the game. Had a great time. Like I said, it just flew by. And I think Jeremy would agree too. So, like I said, if you want to watch this in action, you can hit that eye up in the top corner screen, or go follow the links in the show notes, and you can watch us explore Skyrim. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, if you want to try it for yourself, don't take my word for it. Get a copy of Tabletop Simulator and download this. It's free for anybody to try. There's tons of gameplay in the demo that is available, so you can really dig deep and see all this stuff for yourself firsthand. Nothing's stopping you. Okay, folks, that was Skyrim. And thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference, believe me. But with that out of the way, if you'd like to see some more, over on the left, you can find a playlist of a whole bunch more Rahdo Rapid reviews. Up in the top right, there's the latest thing that's been added to the channel. And in the bottom right, you've got something YouTube recommends. Okay, folks, thanks for watching.